What's up, guys? I'm Justice If, and I'm back playing the Outer Worlds. We're on part 2 of our Outer Worlds gameplay, so let's get into this, guys. I don't really have much of an intro for this, but the last part we kind of left off just, getting the hang of things, looking at all of the skills, perks, attributes, all that good stuff. So let's just get into this. Let's see where we go next. Alright guys, we're back in the game. So now that we kind of have the ship under our control, I think I might do some exploring now.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Alright guys, so we'll kind of look around the ship real quick while we start off. So let's check out this workbench. Workbench. The workbench allows you to repair, upgrade, and modify your weapons and armor, keeping you combat ready and in tip-top shape at all times. On each screen, first select the weapon or armor item that you want to work on, then choose what you want to do with it. Repair it, break it down for parts, modify it with a mod, or tinker to upgrade it. Alright. So we can modify, we can tinker, repair, or break down for parts. So I'm not going to mess with any of this quite yet, guys. I'm just going to continue getting the hang of things before I do that. Let's climb up. See what's up here. Put that away. I'm walking around with a gun. What's this?
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died.
Oh, so that's for the respecs. If you're not happy with your perks, I guess, stats.
The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed. Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown. These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me.
Oh, I guess that's all. So let's go and head out, guys.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Alright, let's look at these options. I don't have a job, or we can lie and say, you got it all wrong. I'm a starship safety inspector. Or we can attack them. Do you take down payments in wanton violence? Alright, you know what? I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to attack these guys? Let's see how I don't have a job works.
I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down at Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Take care. Alright. Cool. I like that. I like that we, see, I was wondering where that option would take me. Because saying you don't have a job seems like just kind of a BS excuse, honestly. I mean, while it is true for me, I know a lot of people would probably say that. Alright, my aim's a little better this time. Alright. Good fight, guys. Got a light pistol from him. Wasn't there? Okay. I was about to say, I knew there was another guy over here. Alright. Let's keep moving to Edgewater, I believe is what it was called. Yep, here it is. Edgewater. Looks like our first big settlement, guys. This game does look very nice. We have corporate troopers out here. And this guy.
Hey, where'd you come from?
Silas, I think is how I pronounce his name.
Don't go out in those hills. That's Marauder territory, friend.
Alright, let's see what our options are. I'm just passing through. My pod crashed in the hills back there. How do you know I'm not a marauder? Alright, let's see. I'll tell him that my pod crashed in the hills.
Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices.
Alright. I never got your name. I'm Rex. Do they pay you to chat with strangers? Or we can lie and say, nice to meet you, I'm Alex Hawthorne, captain of the Unreliable. Or we can say, is that why you've got a pair of armed guards? Let's say, I never got your name, I'm Rex.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Alright. We can ask, who do I talk to about a power regulator? Or we can say, I'm looking to make a little money while I'm here. Or, this place looks like it's falling to pieces. Junior in humor, a fancy title for a gravedigger. Or we can just leave the conversation. I think I'm gonna ask him about the power regulator.
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Depends on the work. You offering me a job? I do what I want. You're asking the wrong person. I'm not interested. Let's go ahead and leave this conversation.
I'll be around if you change your mind.
Alright guys, let's go on in. Alright, let's see it. Edgewater. Employment community. Spacer's Choice. There's the moon, man. Let's do this. Edgewater discovered. Here we are, guys. Our first big settlement. Ooh, eye candy. Wow, this looks cool. This little settlement. Man, I'd love to run around and just see and talk to everybody. But I think I'm gonna focus on our objective.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Tata.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Alright guys, let's look at our options. Are you Reed? I was told I should talk to you. You must be the town boss. I'll wait until you're finished. I'm kind of interested in what they're talking about, so let's choose this one.
You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Alright, so let's see. The first one's the same. You must be the town boss. We can start with introductions. I'm Rex. Let's do the top one.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
Oh, alright, let's see what we got. I think you may have the wrong idea about me. Uniform? What are you talking about? I don't work for Spacer's Choice. Let's choose this bottom one.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
My ship needs repairs. I'm looking for a power regulator, or I don't plan on staying long. Let's choose the top one.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Alright guys, let's hear it. Frying myself? Let me guess, you want me to do something for you before you'll help me. I like this last one. That sums up pretty much like almost every mission in an RPG.
My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Alright, let's see these options. When you say, quote-unquote, mostly abandoned, what do you mean? That's a lot to ask for a stranger. Tell me about this geothermal plant. Alright, let's choose this last one.
The geothermal plant was built by our owners, Spacer's Choice. Lit up the whole Vale once upon a time. Most of the Vale is now abandoned. All that power is going to waste.
Alright guys. You said this botanical lab was mostly abandoned. What did you mean? And you want all the power going to your canary. Can't you send one of your own people to the plant? I'm sorry guys, I just had a brain fart right there. I don't know what happened, like everything just blacked out for a minute. That's weird. I guess I shouldn't be recording at 2 in the morning. Anyway, you know what? Let's go ahead and pick the second option.
We could use the power. Cannery's been struggling. If we don't ramp up productivity, the company might cut us loose.
Alright guys, let's look at our options. I suppose that's fair. This botanical lab you mentioned, you said it was mostly abandoned. Can't you send one of your own people to the plant? Have you tried being better at your jobs? Let's choose the second one.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Tell me what I need to do. What a surprise. I never would have guessed. I don't think these people will take kindly to losing their power. You mean marauders? Marauders aren't people. So let's see which one we should choose. Let's choose the second one.
I am not trying to pull one over on you, friend. You were bound to run into them sooner or later. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Tell me what I need to do. Why? If you want me to solve your deserter problem, I charge by the head. Let's see. Let's ask why.
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
Alright, guys. How can I help? We have none of what you're telling me is my problem. I've seen Edgewater. I don't blame those workers for walking out. Let's see. Let's choose this one.
It's our problem, not yours, but I'm asking for your help. If those workers don't come back, Edgewater is going to collapse. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Alright, Reed. I'll see what I can do to help you. How will I recognize Adelaide? I can't make any promises. Let's see.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Alright, guys. So now we get to decide if we want to take this companion or not, and yes, I will. Sure, I could use your company.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Let's get going. Alright, guys. Companions. You've gained a companion. They are characters that join you in your adventures and help you in a variety of ways. Companions provide combat support. Their skills enhance your skills. They increase your carrying capacity. You can unlock special companion combat abilities with the inspiration skill. And we can learn more about our companions in the companion ledger. Alright, guys, let's continue. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back down. Can we talk to her?
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Alright. Put this weapon away.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk?
Occasionally, companions may have something on their mind. Let's see.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Alright, guys, let's look at these options. This is about the deserters, so what's the other side of it? Figures. Reed didn't exactly strike me as the most honest soul. What he said seemed pretty straightforward to me. If I wanted to deal with nuance, I wouldn't be this heavily armed. Let's move. Alright, I kind of messed up on that right there. Let's see what we want to choose. Let's ask.
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Alright guys, let's go over these options. I can't blame anybody for wanting to leave. This town's got issues. How well did you know the deserters? You worked with them. You were friends, or what? Did you know this Adelaide Reed mentioned? I'm sure the deserters are very fine people. So what? So which option do we want to choose? Let's ask her how well she knew the deserters.
I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident.
Alright, let's ask her if she knew this Adelaide.
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place.
Alright. So we have a few more options left. Let's see. Let's choose this one.
Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her.
Alright. So we have two options left. I can't blame anybody for wanting to leave. This town's got issues. I'm sure the deserters are very fine people. So what? Let's do this.
Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, mister. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Alright, let's go over these options. I suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop by. What do we need to talk to the victor about? Flipping a switch is your power mill? Where would I find him? I'll think about it and we can exit the conversation. You know what? Let's ask where would I find him?
The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it. On account of it being the only clean thing.
Alright. I think we should stop by, guys.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Alright. So, if I'm correct, this is one of the big decisions we have to face so far, guys. Deciding where we're gonna reroute the power. So, let's look at our journal here. We have an optional quest to speak to Vicar, I believe it's pronounced. So, where would we find him, is the question. Well, these are all the exits. Let's go to local. Spacious Choice Cantina. Okay. So there's a vendor in there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. It doesn't say where we'd find Vicar. So they have what they have marked are the exits, but where do we find this Vicar?
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Alright. Here he is.
Long, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison. Anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
Alright guys, let's go over our options. Parvati wanted to talk to you about what Reed asked us to do. Or we can ask him, how did you know I'm an outsider? Or we can ask him, what sort of spiritual advice do you offer here? Or we can just say, I just thought of something else I need to be doing. So let's go and go with this one.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Alright. Fix the geothermal plant. Cut off the power to Adelaide's deserters. Cut power to the deserters. If you could answer quickly, we're in a hurry.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
Alright. So we can ask, so what do you advise? What do you think of Adelaide's group, Vicar? Or we can just say, right, great. We can wrap this up? Let's ask what he advises.
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Alright guys, let's go over our options. We can ask, is that even possible? Or we can say, right, just talk to everybody into coming together. I'll keep that in mind. It sounds like I've got my work cut out for me. Thank you for your time. This has been a waste of time. Let's go, Parvati. Let's see. Let's do this one.
If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
Alright, let's ask, and why is that?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
You know what? Let's just leave this conversation. All very fascinating, I'm sure, but I've got to be going. Alright. So I just wanted to get that optional quest out of the way, because I'm very indecisive, so I just needed help making that decision. Oh, the gate's this way. Let's go ahead and rush out of town and get to the botanical lab. Emerald Vale region. Alright. We're outside, but the botanical lab is like on the other side of the town, so I probably shouldn't have left this way, honestly. But we're gonna have to do a lot of running, so.
Look out!
Oh.
Here we go!
Whoa, what are those? Interesting. Oh, it's birds. Wow, people died out here. Oh, an ethology log. No idea how to pronounce that, honestly. So, you guys can pause that if you want to read it. Let's see. Bit cartridge. For now, I'm kind of just grabbing everything, honestly, guys. Ooh, is that lava? Alright, let's get a move on. Don't want to take too long. Let's continue our journey. Stop and loot those real quick. If we can just find the road from here. Oh.
Attacking. Here we go. That's one. Nice one. That's the last of them.
Alright. Ooh, an assault rifle.
All right, I'm on the move. On my way.
Alright, so I'm just commanding her. Alright, so we have the... I finally figured out how to access the weapon wheel. Alright, there might be more up ahead. Yep, I see them. Alright. Let's enter the menu real quick. Sorry guys, I keep pausing it on accident. Let's go ahead and unequip this, and we will make the assault rifle our third weapon. And let's make the sawed-off shotgun our fourth weapon. I want to try a bit of everything just to show it off to you guys. So I'm going to move in with the shotgun. Wow. Barely touching these guys. Oh, that was sick. Well, this isn't doing anything. That's more like it. Oh, I'm out. Oh. My companion's down. Where's the last one? Wow, here he is. Ooh. Nice. And that headshot ended with a level up. That guy had a big gun. Oh, she okay? Okay. So it was quite a bit of people. I think we're ready to move on now. We have skill points available, but we're gonna wait a bit for that. We have more up here. Actually, that reminds me. I keep pressing the pause button instead. The companion ledger. This companion ledger shows you everything you need to know about your companions. You can see their skills, stats, status effects, and gear. To change your companion's gear, first select the item you want to swap out, then choose a compatible item to replace it with. You can also change how they behave in combat by selecting their preferred weapon, follow distance, and aggressiveness. Well, oh, okay. That's awesome, actually. Item repair. Keeping your company gear in tip-top shape is expected, and something you are carrying needs repair. You can repair weapons and armor at the workbench using weapons and armor parts. Get them from breaking down unwanted items. Players with engineering skill can repair their gear without need of a workbench. Repairing an item returns it to 100% durability and full effectiveness. Ready to cause and prevent maximum damage. Alright. So I have no idea why that sawed-off shotgun did not work as I expected it to. But let's see. We got a light machine gun and a hunting rifle, and I ran out of ammunition on this, so let's equip the hunting rifle as our third, and we will try the light machine gun for our seconds. Just want to try out a bit of everything, guys. Let's drop the sword for our second and try the stun baton. Alright, let's check it out. Oh, this is crazy. Oh my god, this gun's insane. I'm gonna switch to the hunting rifle, see what this baby's about. Ah, got that scope. Jesus. She's getting dropped. Alright.
Heading back.
Well, that guy got blasted to bits. Alright, let's keep moving. Alright guys, I think we're here. Yep, the botanical lab.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Grace Romero.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
See what our options are. We can ask, what's your problem? Or we can say, I'm looking for Adelaide. I need some answers. Let's do this one.
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those.
Alright, let's look at these options. I'm looking for the geothermal plant. Know anything about it? Reed said something about former workers living out here in the wilderness. Let's ask this.
A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
Alright, so where can I find Adelaide? Reed said something about former workers living in the wilderness. Let's go ahead and ask where we can find her.
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
Alright, let's see. We've got problems. I just got shot into space. You and me both. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to repair my ship. Trouble with marauders.
Well, look at you. Buzzing around the aether with your very own ship. Rest of us gotta make do with the ground at our feet. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
Well, let's go ahead and leave this conversation. Here she is, Adelaide McDevitt.
It's so pretty.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
Alright guys, we can say you must be Adelaide, or we can ask, and just who are you now? Or we can say, I'm not here to join your camp. Let's start with this one.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Alright guys, let's look at our choices. Reed sent me to make peace with you. Is this your greenhouse? Looks like you've made a home for yourself out here.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots.
Alright guys, we can ask, why did you leave your old home? Or we can say you picked a terrible place to put down roots. I'm curious as to why they left. I mean, we kind of know, but let's ask that anyway.
It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Let's review these options. So we're back to, actually the basics, but we do have a question we can ask. Is this your greenhouse?
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
Funny, you never know you could grow tripe in the garden. That's terrible. Let's go with the nice one.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
Alright, so this is our only option left.
Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Oh, let's see what we can tell her. You're living off power that belongs to the town. Come back to the Canary, that's about it. Reed asks you to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends. Something about coming back to town or losing power. I wasn't really listening.
I can't say I blame you. Reed is positively soporific. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Alright, let's see what we can choose. Read actively to divert your power over to him. He mentioned a geothermal plant. This is serious. I'm about to cut off your power.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Let's see. Your camp has a power regulator. I need it to repair my ship. Or we can say, my reasons are my own. You know what, let's be honest and tell her.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
Let's review our options, guys. I'll consider it. What have you got against the town? I'm not looking to get mixed up in your problems. I just want to fix my ship. A hero to you? Maybe. Or we can leave the conversation. Let's ask her what she has against the town.
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Alright guys, let's see. You made your point clear enough. I'll see what I can do. I don't much like you throwing that in her face to get me on your side. What do you have against people trying to make a living? Let's say I help you. What happens to Edgewater? Let's stick up for our companion.
I'm alright. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear.
Alright guys, let's see. What do you have against people trying to make a living? Let's say I help you. What happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
Let's leave the conversation. So,
Where are we headed?
alright guys, so this is the big decision we're really forced to make. Oh, I keep pausing it again. I don't know why I keep doing that, guys, but yeah. I'm gonna save what we do for part 3, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and also consider subscribing, because that would make me very happy. So, as usually, guys, as usual, as usual, oh my god, Jesus. Guys, I can't record at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm just out of it right now. But yeah, guys, as always, I'll see you next time in the gameplay.